Okay, guys, bear with me. First off, my voice is kind of going, and I'm trying to use Cami again, so we'll see how this goes. All right, so 14.7, I want to go over this worksheet. You got this worksheet that last Tuesday when we all were at school, right before the week-long break. All right, so let's look at that. All right, sorry, I have distractions here. Okay. So this one says complete and balance the following reactions. So I know that this is my acid. Then I just have to look at this, and I have to ask myself, is it a metal, a carbonate, or a base, which would have OH in it, right? So the second I see CO3, I'm like, that is a carbonate. So I'm going to complete this. So I'm going to, let's see. Let me maybe do a text box here. So what I'm going to get, anytime I have a metal and a carbonate, I'm going to get some CO2. I wonder if it'll let me. Yeah, it will. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to get some CO2. And then I'm going to get some H2O plus a salt. Now, the big thing is, how do I find the salt? Well, the CO2 and the H2O, okay, let me back up. Let me first talk about splitting these things into their two components. I have zinc, and then I have carbonate. I have hydrogen, and then I have bromine. So if I split those up, that CO3 and that hydrogen are what's giving me this. And remember, opposites attract. So zinc is going to go with bromine. Now, the problem is that I need this salt for my charges to cancel out. Now, zinc is a +2 and bromine is a -1. So it must be Br2. All right, then go back and balance this. If you look, I think you just need to put a 2. Gosh. I believe you just need to put a 2 in front of that bromine and then everything's balanced. I'm struggling a little bit with, gosh. Guys, I don't know if I can draw. Woo, a 2. So there's my 2. All right. Now on B, there's my acid. So I could ask myself, what is this? Well, that is a metal. Anytime you have a metal, you're going to have H2. That's the gas, those bubbles we saw. And then we're going to have that salt, which will be BnCl, and the charges have to cancel. It's going to be Cl2 because chlorine's the -1 and zinc's the +2. So to make sure that this is balanced, you're just going to add a 2 in front of the HCl. Once again. Oh, I hope you guys are laughing with me here. All right, so there's my 2 there. All right, on C, I've got my acid. This time it's over here. It does not matter if it's the first thing I write or if it's on the other side of the plus sign. But it's an acid, and I see this CO3, which is a carbonate. So that tells me right away that it's going to be CO2 plus H2. Ooh. I can get rid of that. Plus H2. Oh my goodness, I'm clicking on it. 2O. It will always, anytime you have a carbonate and acid, always going to be CO2 and H2O. Now, once again, it doesn't matter what order I put them in. I could have put my H2O first. It does not matter. Now, my salt this time around is going to be, remember, the HCO3 and the H. If I split these into 2, it splits right here, and it splits right here. Positive hydrogen, negative chlorine. Positive sodium, negative bicarbonate. So then that leaves me with my salt, which is NaCl, and it's a +1 and a -1. And I believe everything is balanced already for you. I don't think you need to balance anything there. Check, check. I'm going through this kind of quickly, so make sure. Now on D, here's my acid, and I see OH, so right away that is a base. Now if I have an acid and a base, I am going to form some water. And my salt. Once again, I'm splitting these into their two components, my positive magnesium, negative hydroxide, positive hydrogen, negative sulfate. So it's going to be Mg SO4. And that's fine written the way it is because magnesium's a +2, sulfate's a -2. So if we look here, I think everything's okay. No, it's not. Okay. So this is how I do these. I do them very methodically. I forgot about this. So I'm going to look at my oxygens. No, we're fine. Everything is okay. No, my hydrogens are messed up. Aren't they? Okay. So I've got 2 hydrogens there and 2 there, which would make that 4. So I need to put a 2 in front of my water. And that fixes my oxygens. I have 2 oxygens here. Now I have 2 oxygens here. Now I'm looking at my SO4 as its own thing. So I've got 1 SO4, 1 SO4, 1 magnesium, 1 magnesium, 4 hydrogens. There's 2, plus another 2 there, 4. 2 oxygens, 2 oxygens. So everything's okay now. All right, number 2, we are just simply balancing these. If I look at this, I need a 2 here, right? 2 chlorines, 2 chlorines. Now I have 4 hydrogens, so I need to put a 2 here to give me 4 hydrogens. That gives me 2 oxygens, and I have 2 oxygens, so everything's good now. On this one, I see Li3, so I'm going to put a 3 here. Ooh. I've got a single PO4, a single PO4. I have 6 hydrogens, 3 here and 3 here. So I'm going to put a 3 right there. And now remember, I'm not going to look at my PO4. I'm not looking at those oxygens. I already looked at it with this one. So I've got 3 oxygens and 3 oxygens. So everything's good. All right, back to figuring out what these things should be. So I would put an arrow here. I guess I could draw that in. There's my lovely arrow. Okay, so write the balanced equation. So I'm just going to write, oh, guys, I know you like my voices, right? So I'm going to do H. This is what I want you guys to do on this. H2SO4, you're going to rewrite this out. Plus NaOH. And then it is an acid and a base. It's going to form H2O. And my salt, Na2SO4. Come on. Oh, it does not want to subscript it. SO4. All right, I know it's A2 because sulfate is a -2 and sodium's a +1. All right, then you need to go back and you need to balance it. So I have 2 sodiums, 2 sodiums. Got 1 sulfate, 2 hydrogens. Ooh, I've got 4 hydrogens on this side, so I'm going to put a 2 here, which gives me 2 oxygens, and I have 2 oxygens. Once again, I'm not counting these SO4 oxygens because I already did that when I looked at SO4. All right, on B, we're going to write HCl plus FeOH 3. And once again, it is an acid and a base, so it's always going to be H2O plus my salt. In this case, it's going to be FeCl 3. Now, I know it is 3 because I'm using this. Hydroxide is a -1. So that is like saying OH, because it's telling me there's 3 OHs, right? That's what that tells me. Oh my gosh. I am awful at this. Okay, so negative, negative, negative. So look at that. There's 1, 2, 3. That's a -3. I have a single Fe by itself. So if this is a -3, then this must be a +3, right? Because charges have to cancel out. So that's how I know that this is a +3 and this is a -1. All right, now to balance this thing, I've got 3 chlorines, so I'm going to have to put a 3 here. Now I have 3 hydrogens, so that's 6, so I'm going to have to put a 3 here. And I think that, yeah, that balances everything. Now we're good. All right. I'm not going to write all this out. Like I said, I want you guys to write it out. I'm just going to do the products here. Okay, so the products of this, it's an acid and a base again, so it's going to be H2O plus, am I still subscript? I am. Plus MgCO3. And it's a +2 and a -2. So I don't need any subscripts. 1 magnesium, 1 carbonate. All right, now to make sure this is all balanced. 1 magnesium, 1 magnesium. Oh, let's see here. I've got 4 hydrogens, so I need to put a 2 here. I've got 1 carbonate, and 2. Yeah, now everything's good. Everything's good now, so it's balanced. All right, so that is the answers to this. Now you're going to have the worksheet number 2, which is for a grade. That's when I make sure that I went over this with you, because worksheet number 2 is for a grade. So let's go to that real quick. I don't even have it here yet. I do have the notes here if you need it. So if you weren't here and you need to look at the chapter 14.7 notes, it's right there. Oh, here we go. I was like, where did I put it? All right, so here's 14.7. All right, so I'm going to fill out this main part with you, which these are in your notes. If you have a metal and an acid, that will give you H2 plus a salt. Okay, and then you have 3 that are going to be just like that, metal and acid. If you have an acid with a carbonate, you are going to get H2O, CO2, and a salt every time. It's in your notes. Then you have 3 that will have those types of problems. If you have an acid and a base, then you're going to get H2O and a salt every time. Then you have 3 to do for that. Now, if you go down here on the back side, it says complete and balance the following after predicting the products. This is why I had you guys do naming practice. It's going to be super important that you've named these correctly, that you've gotten their charges right. Because if their charges are wrong, you're never going to get it balanced. Okay, so you need to write it out and balance it. So, for instance, calcium is just Ca. Anytime if it would have been a gas, like oxygen gas, we write O2. But if it's just a metal, calcium is just Ca by itself. Okay? And then you have to know how to name these acids. All right? Now, you guys have today and tomorrow to work on this, because I figured by the time I got done with these notes, how long am I into it now? I figured by the time I got done with these notes and you guys got to working on this, we would probably be about halfway through the class period. And these do take some time. So you have today and tomorrow. The same thing as before. if you don't mind taking a picture of your finished work, sending it to me so I can get it graded and get that feedback back to you guys. Because if everybody waits until Monday to turn all this stuff into me, I won't get this stuff back to you for another week or so. So please just do that for me. If I've not gotten anything from you yet, you're probably going to be hearing from me. So just keep that in mind. Let me know if you need anything. If you're struggling, need any help at all, you know I've got my phone right here with me. I will see if you email me. All right. Have a great rest of your week and weekend. I will see you guys soon. Bye.